Hey fam, welcome back. I am out here in the garden today to talk to you about your difficult spouse and how to get along with them, how to deal with them, how to take the ish, for a lack of better terms. And so, you know what? Sometimes we just are difficult people to deal with, and we get into these relationships, and sometimes we have difficult spouses, and they seem to be difficult for no reason at all, right? Can I get an amen? You're difficult for no reason at all. If you are the difficult spouse, then I am telling, matter of fact, just go ahead and send this message to your partner, to your spouse, because they are going to love you even more for thinking, you know what? First of all, you know that you're difficult. Second of all, this is how he or she can deal with you, how he or she can love you even deeper, even better. All right, so I have a couple things to run by you today. Just think about how you can deal with your difficult spouse. The first thing is to understand that you cannot change him or her. He or she is exactly the way they want to be, no matter what you say, no matter how you act, no matter how you respond. So you have to understand that you cannot change him or her. He or she has to be ready to change, and they have to do their own work. You cannot press it upon them. You cannot force feed it or to your spouse for them to change. They have to be in a space to say, you know what, this is my time. I know that I need to do some work on me. I know that I need to give my all and be different in this relationship. And so I have to decide to change. That is what your spouse has to do. You cannot force that on him or her. You will be frustrated. You will be ticked off. You will be angry. You will be resentful. Why do that to yourself? You only have control over you. Your spouse only has control over him or herself. All right, the second thing to think about is just to be straightforward and clear in your communication. Be straightforward and clear in your communication. And this one is specifically for my ladies out there, because we have a tendency to talk in circles, and men have a tendency to get straight to the point. So if your partner is the man who is the difficult person, get straight to the point. Only speak in facts. Keep your emotions out of it. Be straightforward and clear in your communication, and don't talk in circles, because most men do not get the hint. They do not understand why you cannot just get straight to the point, because that's how they communicate with one another, with another male. If you are a woman, if you are a man and you're trying to get straight to the point to your girl, she's probably the person that talks in circles, and so she's wondering why you're so curt, or why you are actually so straight to the point where there is no finesse in there. So be clear, be straightforward in your communication. The third thing to think about is do not engage or reward their bad behavior. Yes, let me say that again. Do not engage or reward their bad behavior, because the more that you engage with it, the more that you reward that bad behavior. Guess what? That says that you're okay with the way that I'm acting. You have accepted the way that I'm acting. So if you start to see the bad behavior just like a little child, you stop and look at the child, or you actually walk away and let them do the little temper tantrum. You have to do the exact same thing with your spouse, with your partner. Do not reward the bad behavior, and do not even acknowledge that that is what's actually happening. Just act like, because you got other things to do in life, right? So do those other things while they're having their temper tantrum, while they're doing that bad behavior. But don't reward it, and definitely don't even acknowledge it. Don't engage with them at all, because nobody can have an argument by themselves. And so if you start to engage and start to argue with him or with her, guess what? It escalates, and they are actually fired up. They are ready to go. Notice how your difficult spouse is always ready for the fight. Always ready for the fight. So they can't fight with anybody if they're the only ones that they're fighting with. Meaning, if you continue to move on with life and you continue to do you, once you see him or her being nasty, being mean, being ignorant, you don't reward that bad behavior. You do not engage in the cursing out and cursing one another out. You move on with life. You do you, and let him or her do themselves. And trust me, the argument will dissipate really quickly. And actually might even get ticked off that you decided to be the bigger person here. So another thing, number 4, is to set boundaries. Yes, set the boundaries. Again, when I said do not reward the bad behavior, don't reward the bad behavior, but also stand up for yourself and say, you know what you did right there, the way that you talked to me, I didn't like that. That's you setting the boundary. You don't have to engage anymore. I'm letting you know exactly how I felt about what you said and what you did right there. It's not acceptable. And then you walk away, because once you start going back and forth, they have now won. They have now won. because they were able to penetrate past your boundary. So set your boundaries, keep your boundaries, and then definitely do not let them be able to force you in a different direction, in a way that you do not want to go or where you want to be. Number 5, realize that he or she set you okay, that's what I'm trying to write here. Realize that he or she set you up during the dating, and now he or she has relaxed with you. So, during dating, we put our best foot forward. We are our best person. We show up and we do all of the best things for a period of time. And at some point, we are tired of doing that. That's when the relaxation stage comes about. I'm tired of actually being the person that I truly wasn't in the beginning. And now you actually get to see this person. You get to experience this person all the time. Well, guess what? The relaxed person, the person that you're seeing now, the person that you're experiencing now is the real person. That other person, the person that you started to get used to, was a facade the entire time. A facade the entire time. Yeah, I'm letting that sink in, because a lot of people don't like to move past that stage. And a lot of people even stay in the relationship when the facade, when the glasses have come off, because they're thinking that the relationship is going to return back to where it was. And it never will. It never will, sis. It never will, bruh. It's just the fantasy that they were feeding you in the beginning. And now you have to realize that this person that's there, the relaxed version of themselves, that very stubborn person, is the true person that you're married to, that you're in a relationship with. And so you have to think, does this change things for you? The last thing is a bonus that I want you to think about. When it's time to address something, you need to prepare notes so you do not lose your place, so you can remember what you want to talk about. Because a lot of times when you're dealing with a difficult spouse, I told you before that they are always ready for the fight. They're always ready for the fight. And so if you're a person who's not used to being in difficult situations, who's not used to dealing with somebody who can be just difficult for no reason, you will constantly lose your spot when it's your time to talk, when it's your time to express yourself. So in order to not do that, keep notes. It could be in your phone, it could be handwritten, it could be on a napkin, hell, it could be on a piece of toilet paper. Just have some notes so you're able to articulate what it is that you want to say, instead of saying, dang, I forgot. Or after the conversation is over, then you're thinking, damn, I shoulda, woulda, coulda said this, said that, said this. Those are the things that I want you to think about when you're dealing with a difficult spouse. How many of you out there can actually relate to this? What do you do when it's time for you to deal with your own difficult spouse? How do you get over that hump? Please let me know. Let's continue the conversation down in the comment section below. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm MarshaunO, your favorite life and relationship strategist, and I will talk with you next time. Bye, y'all.